Hey guys, it is Kosov here, and this video is going to be a small video, and nothing really major, just going to be talking about something which is, I don't think I've ever spoken about it before. So, about when my clip got featured on Chris Archie, I was still working on places. One of the places was Varrock. If you remember in the Chris Archie clip, all of this area where I'm standing at the moment was just flat grass. If you look on the map, it only had the path going up and then it had the centre. So a lot of Varrock has been added since. Well, obviously it was like 2 years ago, not a year ago, 2 years ago I think. How I make areas is I stand in Runescape and I sort of like switch over to the toolset. So, say if in RuneScape you could actually go in RuneScape right now and like look at this wall by it's the old Romeo and Juliet's house, but now it's just a mansion. You'll see it's like the wall goes up and it turns, and it looks exactly like that. So, in RuneScape, I'm just going to show you the first example. So, in RuneScape, I was building this area around here. So, like, I built the mansion, then I had to build like the wall, and then sort of like blah blah blah, put all the plants down. I noticed there was these bushes, and they were ring shaped. These sort of are ring shaped, but you can sort of see the ring in them. So I was like, I'm just gonna stand right in the middle of this ring, and I was just observing the areas around, sort of like building the walls, putting down the road textures and the dirt textures, as well as like the grass and the trees. So I was standing here building around this area. It took me about an hour to 2 hours long, and about 30 minutes in I noticed there was somebody standing right next to me and it turns out it was my friend. So it could be cheating because he was my friend, but he stood there right next to me in this. It looked funny in RuneScape. He was just standing in the patch next to me for about 1 hour and 30 minutes long, doing nothing while I was just working on my project. He had no idea what I was doing. He was just standing there for that long. So I thought, wouldn't it be funny if I sort of recreated this in Molior RS? So I added a statue where he was standing, and his name was Heroes Exist. And this has became somewhat of a sort of a following. So this has happened more than once. Another example is the Road to Varrock area, where I was working on the southeast wall of Varrock, just on the outskirts. So very minor detail here. But I was just standing here, minding my own business, working on my project, and there was a miner behind me in the mines. And I didn't notice it first, but he says in the chat, it was like, hey, nice vid. So I was like, oh, okay, thanks. I was actually shocked because it was very shortly after my clip got featured on Chris Archie, and people already randomly spotted me saying, oh, nice vids. I was really surprised. I was like, okay, how would you know me? He was like, oh, I saw your clip on Chris Archie. I was like, oh, cool. He was like, so what are you doing now? And I was like, oh, I'm just working on this area around here. He's like, cool. And that was it. So I didn't make a statue of him, but I made a statue of me because I forgot his name and he was mining. So it would look really odd if I added a statue. Well, to be honest, it's really odd that there's a random statue. But yeah, this statue represents me just standing here. I think there's only 3, so there's one in Varrock, one here, and the other one is in a very, very odd spot as well. It's at the boulder at the God Wars entrance. So I built that area just for fun, like a day after Chris Archie, and somebody ran past going to God Wars. They were like, nice videos, keep it up. And so I added a statue by the boulder of me there. But I don't think I have that area no more. But I'll need to remind myself to add a statue there. So I'm going to head over to the Legends Guild, and because of that, there are actually statues which are supposed to be here, but the currently situation of the area, what I do is I get all the places, like all the fences or the buildings down first to get them in shape, and then I add the detail. So that's why it's like that's why there's no detail at all like on the farms. But some reason I added the detail on the Legends Guild in the Temple of Ikoth entrance. But here there's supposed to be statues in the middle of the hedges, but I'm going to add one statue for somebody. So on my last video, while I was testing the areas, this is the North Kandarin in the Legends Guild Village. Legends Guild Village? What am I on about? The Legends Guild sort of like within the area. Let me get into the tool set and zoom right in. So it was like here, right there. So a reason why I switched over was because I was testing the areas, and Lumbridge, it doesn't have the carapace, or the Lumbridge modules, it doesn't have the carapace armor. So I had to switch over, and I was like, I can't do this in a random field, so I'm going to go to a really detailed spot, and that was the Legends Guild. So, I asked a question in the comments. I asked, it 1 minute, where did I go? And let's see the comments. Somebody said Draenor Manor. I don't mean to be offensive, but how, I don't know, that does not look like Gielinor Manor at all. Somebody said, somebody was close, and I wanted to say they are close, and they said Camelot and Seer's Village. Obviously if we zoom out, it is sort of close by Seer's Village. Then he guessed Rimington. I don't know. I know the laboratory place in Rimington, it could sort of look like that, but I don't know. Maybe it doesn't look like Legends Guild, but I hope it does look like Legends Guild. But anyways, somebody did guess it correct and said that's for Legends Guild. So his name was Andrew M. So I'm going to add a statue just for him, saying, I'm going to try to keep it, I hope it's not breaking the fourth wall. No, I don't want to be a dolphin. I'm going to add a statue there, statue there, statue there, statue there, there, and there. I believe there's a statue here as well, and one there. If there isn't, then obviously I'll just go back and remove them. I want to keep it sort of the exact same as Runescape, but there are definitely statues between the hedges. So I'm going to go here and change that. So I'm going to name one of these, I'm going to name this Andrew M. So Andrew M with a capital M, and his description will be a warrior with a keen eye to detail. So that is the Andrew M statue of the Legends Guild. Wow, that actually looks a lot cooler now with these statues. But yeah, I might do more with the statues. Like if somebody gets into the Legends Guild first, I'll be like, change the statue name to like the first Legends Guild member, and then like the second, until all the statues get named. But yeah, that's the Andrew M statue. And now he will be forever part of the Legends Guild. So Andrew, that is your reward. I don't think I'll do this very often, like what area is this, and I'll give you a statue in your honour. But yeah, this is just a fun video, something in the meantime while I'm still working on the skills. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next video. Bye!